Okay. We're rolling, okay. Hey, what's up? It's Liv. And well, we all know it. Stack Overflow is a dumpster fire. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of context here because this is something that sort of came up while I was doing research for something that I'm writing. I'm gonna show you the code. Um, because I'm trying to rewrite an input handler that I wrote for the Linux Virtual Console. I want to implement it, re-implement it in X. Okay, so I was looking into how Windows work and how events work and stuff. Um, so I have this little thing set up where basically when you press the escape key, it just breaks from an infinite loop. Nothing too fancy. But just to understand how things work, it's good enough. So anyway, one of the things that I was worried about was that I needed to know which window belongs to this process that I'm spawning, right? Because I'm not the one who's creating the window because I want to run this in a terminal, right? And so what happens is your terminal is here. This is your window, right? Okay. And so this has a process ID associated with it, the terminal. But the thing is, you're not running things on the terminal when you launch a program. Generally, it would fork, right? So it will fork. Let's do the other one. Yeah, like that. Right, and so you may have some program over here, some other over here, some other over here, right? This there's like a whole hierarchy thing going on, and these in turn might spawn other processes, right? Actually, three. But all of these processes might be running on the same window, right? Makes sense, no? Makes sense? More than one process might want to access the same window. Maybe you want to resize it. Maybe you want to do something trivial like changing its name. Maybe you want to move it around. I don't know. Whatever you want to do with a window, you need to know what the window is. So, of course, you could have the terminal pass its process ID to its children, right? You could do that. But here's the thing, at one point, you need to, if you want to access the window itself, you need to access that window. So you can get the parent ID, but at one point you need to have that correlation, right, between the window and the process ID. And this is exactly what this guy here is asking, okay? Get window by PID. And I mean, when I was researching how am I supposed to do this, this very post just kept popping up. It's unbelievable. So user 61254, this is for you, baby. So okay, anyhow, the guy says, I'd like to know if it's possible with xlibc to catch a window with its PID. Right? Simple. He wants a way to do something that's absolutely logical. Look at the accepted answer. This is one big condescending dump that the guy took on him. And look. It is preferable to use some higher level toolkit like Qt or GTK. Seriously? Seriously? Go fuck yourself. And this is from 2017. I can't see when he edited it, but it's from 2017. Now, do you know how I get the window ID from the process PID? It's actually quite simple. And I have the code right here. So this is it. You call VM control with this flag. It will give you a list of windows and the process ID associated with that window. Isn't that amazing? Look, let's just run it. So let me clear this. What is this? This is the window ID. You can take that and simply cast it into window. Like, I don't know if window has something else to it, if it's a struct or just a type def, but you can just cast it. So this is only returning an integer, okay? It's just a numerical ID. That's all it is. And the way find window works is it's basically calling this script and catching its output. And it's just textual output at that. It's not very complex, really. It's just it takes one argument, which is the process ID of your process, right? It calls VM control and splits the output into lines. Then it just walks through that output and fetches a window ID and PID from that output and compares it with the ID that you have passed as an argument. If it finds a match, then it returns the window ID. Else, it just walks up the process hierarchy, right? So it goes into its immediate parent, its immediate ancestor, and it walks up until it finds a window. Simple, right? Simple enough. But here's the thing. I was thinking, well, maybe this wasn't possible back in the day because this post is from 5 years ago, give or take. So I thought, well, maybe I'm being too hard on the guy, right? Maybe window manager control didn't exist back then. But I did a little digging. And check this out. This is from their own website. This is from their own website. This is their changelog. The last release was in 2005. Holy fucking shit. I mean, the initial one is 2 years prior to that. So you're telling me this tool, which can do the very job with just some minimal passing and just walking up a hierarchy tree. So you can get this to work with just minimal work. And you can just bundle it as a script so that a absolute beginner can just work with it, no problem. And you're telling me this is the accepted answer? Seriously? This is why some guys will all day long say Stack Overflow is full of fucking idiots. It's true. It's fucking true. He just made this post to be a condescending prick. And just, be like, oh, look at all these links I can put in my reply. Look at all of these things you need to read up on. Window Manager Control, idiot. I mean, it was over 12 years old by this point. It was over 12 years old. 14 years old. The application that solves the problem was 14 years old at this point. Right? Like, the guy didn't do his homework. He just wanted to appear like he did. I mean, holy fucking shit. I hate this guy. Oh my god. So anyhow, shout out to user 61254. I solved it for you, baby. So anyhow, Um, yeah, let's just run this, okay? So the point of this is you're running something in your terminal. You're running something in your terminal, and you want to know if you pressed a given key when a given window was in focus, right? So that's the point. So you want this event to register only and only if that window was in focus. So this is basically what this is doing. It's finding the closest window to our process, right? In its chain of ancestors. So yeah, and that's that. And so unless I made a mistake here, unless I made some kind of mistake here, when I press the escape key and have another window focused, the program should not exit. Okay? So moment of truth. And I guess I need to recompile it just to make sure. Okay, so more kb.c, and I have the compile command right here. I mean, I'm not gonna make a makefile just for this. And I want to recompile my library as well, which I probably don't need to, but just in case. Okay. So if this doesn't work, it's the fail of the century, alright? After I did all the trash talking, now it fails. It will be epic. Okay. So let's see. I press escape and it exits. Okay, fine. Now let's see if I switch here and I press escape a bunch of times, right? Let's see. Doesn't exit. Do I hear get X window from PID? It was possible in 2003 and this fucking idiot didn't know it. You know, you can say whatever you want about me, but I don't do that kind of shit. You can say whatever you want about me, but I don't do that kind of shit. Okay? I don't go on a rant of condescending bullshit when there's a 14-year-old solution to a problem and the one asking it is a complete beginner that even tells you he's a beginner. Nah. Software developers are full of shit. That's the takeaway here. It's a sad takeaway, but it's what I got. So, yeah, that's it from me. Have a good one.